Hello students, how are you? Hope all of you are doing well. I am Dr. Smriti Rekha and I welcome you all to eTuition. eTuition, education for better tomorrow. It's a digital learning platform for Odia and English medium students which is developed in Odisha. If you believe in quality education, then you are in the right place. Then what are you waiting for? Please download the app and enroll yourself. Now let us go to today's topic. So today we are going to discuss the application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So before going to the today's topic, let us see what we had discussed in the previous class. So in the previous class, if you remember, I have discussed the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which is nothing but it was like each composite number can be expressed in a form of prime factorization in a unique way. Correct. And also we had solved problem from exercise 1.2 related to that is question number 1. And also if you remember, I had given you two problem as homework and I had completed 3 bit and I had given bit 2 and bit 4 of question number 1 as homework. Hope you have completed. So I'll just solve it for you so that you can check your answer whether it is correct or not. Okay, so can anyone comment that what was the question? Okay, so let me write. So the question was correct. So your question was, so we were doing exercise 1.2 question number 1 in that bit 2, right? Question number 1 bit 2, and our question was we had to express 152 in terms of its prime factor. So the number was 152. So as usual, so because it is divisible by 2, so you divide it by 2, you will get 76. Again it is divisible by 2, so you divide by 2, you will get 38. Again 38 is divisible by 2, so you divide by 2 and you will get 19. So 19 is a prime number, correct or not? So I will write 152 is equal to, so there are 3 2's, so I will write 2 to the power 3 into 19. So it is bit 2 of your question number 1. What was there in bit 4? In bit 4, the number was 5005. The number was 5005. So clearly you can see that the number is divisible by 5. So let us divide it by 5. You will get 1001. So now the number is not divisible by 2 or 3 either. So let us try with the next number, that is 7. So the number is divisible by 7 and you are getting 143. So now 143 is divisible by 11 and you are getting 13. So you can write down that 5005 is equal to 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. So hope all of you have also got the same answer. You can you see that I have given a YouTube link here. So the link which I have provided in this slide is nothing but the link for the previous video in which I have discussed the concept of fundamental theorem of arithmetic and also solved question number 1 of exercise 1.2. So please watch this video for the clarification. Correct. So now let us go to the today's topic. So what is it? So it is application of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So here basically how the theorem can be implemented to find out the HCF or LCM of numbers, also to find out certain property, also to prove certain statement, we are going to use the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay, so let us start. So, here I have a question for you. What is this? Consider the numbers 4 to the power n, where n is a natural number. Check whether there is any value of n for which 4 to the power n ends with the digit 0. So let us first understand the question. Consider the numbers 4 to the power n, where n is natural number. That means n values varies from 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n. So it can be 1 also, 2 also, 3 also, so on and so forth. And if you are considering the different values of n, you have to check whether there is any value of n for which 4 to the power n ends with digit 0. अभी हम लोग क्या करेंगे, पहले समझेंगे क्वेश्चन में 4 टू द पावर n मतलब क्या. 4 टू द पावर n मतलब, so when you are writing 4 to the power n, so that means n can be 1, n can be 2, n can be 3, so on and so forth till n. Correct? So अगर 4 n is equal to 1, so कितना हो जाएगा 4 to the power 1, so that is equal to 4. अगर n is 4 square, so 4 into 4, the value is 16. If 4 to the power 3, 4 to the power, if n is equal to 3, 4 to the power 3, so 4 into 4 into 4, that is equal to 64. So likewise, the value of n will keep on increasing, and at certain point of time you are going to multiply for n times. Okay, अभी इतने जो नंबर किसी में भी लिखी, anywhere you are finding out that the last digit of the product is 0? No. So because 4, if you consider the number 4, 4 has only one factor, that is 2, one prime factor, that is 2. Because we know that 4, if you are going to write down in terms of its prime factor, that is 2 into 2 to the power n. 2 into 2 to the power n. So that means it is 2 to the power 2n. That means 2 is the factor of 4. Now let us understand the second part of the question, whether there is any value of n for which 4 to the power n ends with the digit 0. Now when a number ends with 0, that means it must have a factor of 5. It must have 5 as a factor. For example, suppose you have taken a number 10. 10 is equal to what? 10 is equal to 2 into 5. Okay, now you take another number. So suppose it is 20. So 20 is what? 20 is 4 into 5. That means 2 square into 5. Correct or not? So, and suppose I will write 30. So what is 30? So 30 is 6 into 5. So I can write the prime factors like this: 2 into 3 into 5. Correct or not? So in every prime factorization of the number where it ends with the digit 0, 5 should be one of the prime factor. Are you able to understand what I am telling? So from this you can clearly say that 5 is like, it is based on fundamental theorem of arithmetic, that for each number there is a unique way of expressing it factors, which is very clear from this example. So nowhere in 4 to the power n you will get 5 as a factor of itself, because 4 has only one prime factor, that is 2. So based on the fundamental theorem of arithmetic uniqueness, you can prove that 4 to the power n can never have digit 0 at its end place. Are you able to understand it? So let us write in a proper manner. Okay, so I am just hope you have understood it. So I am just erasing it and I will write it properly. Okay, so consider the number So I will just write down, consider the number 4 to the power n. Okay, so now 4 to the power n is equal to 2 to the power 2n. That is, 2 is the factor of 4. Correct. When a number ends with 0, it should have 5 as a factor. According to fundamental theorem of arithmetic uniqueness, it is proved that 4 to the power n cannot have 5 as its factor. Hence, it can never end with the digit 0. Okay, children? Hope you have understood. Now let us go to the next application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So what is that? So that is nothing but the correlationship between the HCF and LCM. You must be knowing what is HCF. It is highest common factor. And what is LCM? It is lowest common multiple. I think from standard 5th you must have done problem from HCF and LCM, correct or not? So it's the same concept which we are going to repeat it again. Okay, so this is the relations. If there are two number a and b, then the product of the number is equal to the product of their HCF and LCM. So this will be clear when we will take some examples. Okay, so what is the first example? Find the LCM and HCF of 6 and 20 by the prime factorization method. Okay, so by using your prime factorization method, you are going to find out the LCM and HCF. So let us write down the 6 as its prime factors. So 6 is equal to 2 into 3. Correct or not? 2 into 3. So how you can find out? So 6 divided by 2. Now it becomes 3. So 2, 3. So now 20. So 20, 20, 20. So you find out factors over here. So 2, 10, 2, 5. So it is 2 square into 5. 2 square into 5. So now you just check. I'll just write it in this way so that you can find out the common factor over here. So in 6 and 20, compare the common factor, compare the common factor, it is 2. Correct or not? It is 2. So usually highest common factor HCF is the lowest the lowest power of the common factor. So here which is the common factor? 2. So 2 has power power of 2 in 20 and 2 has power of 1 in 6. So while finding out the HCF, it is the lowest power which will give you the HCF. So here lowest power is 1 for the 2. So here HCF of your number 6 and 20 is equal to 2. Hope it is clear for you. Now, when you are considering the lowest common multiple, when you are finding out the lowest common multiple, that time you have to take the highest power of the common factor. You have to take the highest power of the common factor. So, what will be the answer in this case? So, the answer will be, so highest power of the number is, so you have 2 square into 3 into 5. So, the answer is 2 square is 4 into your 15, that is equal to 60. Correct. So 2 square. So while finding out the lowest common multiple, you are taking the highest power of the common factors. While taking the HCF, you are taking the lowest power of the common factor. So you have LCM is equal to 60. So you can just write down the answer. So you have got HCF is equal to 2 and LCM is equal to 60. LCM is equal to 60. Clear? So now let us go to the next problem. What is the problem? Find HCF of 96 and 404 by the prime factorization method. Hence find their LCM. So here first we need to find out the HCF. Okay, then by using the correlationship between the two numbers and the relationship between HCF and LCM, we will be obtaining the value of LCM. Correct. So let us first find out the HCF, highest common factor, in the same way as we have done in the previous example. Okay, so what I will do, I will first find out the factors of 96. Okay, factors of 96, it's very simple. Same way, divide by 2, 48, 2, 24, 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3. So how many 2's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a 3. So 96 is nothing but equal to 2 to the power 5 into 3. Correct. So this is the prime factor of your 96. Now let us find out the prime factor of your 404. So 404 I will write how. So let us find out. So 404 divided by 2. You will get 202. 202 divided by 2, you will get 101. So whether you have to check with many number whether it is divisible, and you will find out by trial and error method. 101 is also a prime number. So 404 is equal to 2 square into 1 not 1. So now which is the common factor over here? So 2 is the common factor. So while finding out the HCF, you have to take the lowest power of the common factor. What is the lowest power of the common factor in the two numbers? So it is 2 to the power 2. So HCF is equal to 2 square, that is equal to 4. Now you remember in the previous slide I had written one relationship between HCF and LCM. So the HCF of two number of A and B, suppose HCF into LCM is equal to product of your number A into B. So here what is the value of A? Here A is equal to 96 and B is equal to 404. Correct or not? So already we have obtained the HCF of your A and B, which is equal to 4. So what will be the value of LCM then? So LCM is nothing but equal to A into B divided the value you have got for HCF. So HCF you have already obtained. So A into B. So I will just write down 96 into 4 not 4 and then the HCF. So divided by 4 and you multiply it and you will get the answer as 9696. बहुत simple है ना? Okay. So now let us go to the next example. What is it? Find the HCF and LCM of 6, 72 and 120 using prime factorization method. Using prime factorization method. So it's similar. So let us find out. So 6, I will write it as 2 into 3. 72. So 72. So for 72, let us find out. So 2, you will get 36. 2, you will get 18. 2, you will get 9. 3, you will get 3. So 72 is equal to 2 to the power 3 into 3 square. Now coming to 120. So 120, if you find out the factor of it in the same fashion, 2. 60 divided by 2, you will get 30, divided by 2, you will get 15, divided by 3, you will get 5. So I can write 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 3, 8. So into 3 into 5. So now what are the common factors in all these three? It is 2 and 3. And while finding out the HCF, you have to take the lowest power of the common factor. What is the lowest power of the common factor? That is 1 and 1. So power of 2, lowest power of 2 is 1, so I will write 2. Lowest power of 3 is 1, so I will write 3. So the HCF is equal to 6. So HCF is equal to 6. So in the same fashion, I will find out LCM. Okay. So for LCM, what you have to consider? You have to take the highest power. You have to take the highest power. So what is the highest power of 2? 2 to the power 3. What is the highest power of 3? You will take 2, 3 square. What is the highest power of 5? You will take 1. So 5. So what will be the answer? 2 to the power 3 is your 8 into 9 into your 5. So 8 into 9 into 5. So the answer is how much? So the answer is 360. So the answer is 360. So your HCF is 6 and LCM is 360. Now one more thing I would like to tell here. Just check. You yourself check. Each, so it's a question for you. Each here HCF of 672 and 120 into LCM of 672 120 is equal to 6 into 72 into 120. Is it correct? So just check and let me know in the next class. So this is a question for you. Okay. So I'm just putting it as a star mark. Please write the answer of it in the comment section. Okay, children. So with this, I will end the today's session. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe this channel and share it and enroll yourself in eTuition app. You can follow us in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So take care, children. Bye.